Which free VR social app is the best for you? I mean, there's RecRoom, there's NeosVR, AltSpace, Horizon Worlds, and VRChat. And obviously there's a lot more than just these, but these tend to be the most popular ones. Thanks VRWave for sponsoring this video, but more on them a little bit later. Let's start off with RecRoom. So RecRoom is cross-platform, which means you can access it on a Quest headset, a PC VR headset, or even on the computer. And because it's accessible on so many different platforms, there's a ton of users on this game. RecRoom has block-like graphics, so similar to Roblox, Minecraft, or Legos. It's very gamer, like a young gamer aesthetic. Now, RecRoom is popular for a lot of different games. And for example, when I did my live stream of RecRoom, which I'll link above, I got to go on this like Jurassic Park adventure. And then I also did this clown, this like scary clown game thing. So there's a lot of really fun games here. And in fact, users can also make their own games inside RecRoom. So there's this feature where you use a maker pen and you can make your own games. It's fairly simple to do because it's all visual based. So you would just click different items and drag and drop and add in different settings and inputs. I actually interviewed a teacher who teaches students how to do basic game design using RecRoom. So I'm going to link that up here. Now, because of the graphics and the aesthetics and the heavy emphasis on games, RecRoom does generally bring in a younger demographic. So a lot of younger audiences. And these young people have a lot of energies. And so it's pretty energetic and a bit wild in RecRoom.
Hey y'all, SoulFox here. So what I enjoy about RecRoom is that it is an endless game. It is an infinite game. It is something that can continuously keep growing as long as it has a community, which it has a massive one of. So that is one thing I really love about RecRoom.
Next, we have NeosVR. Now, NeosVR is not as commonly heard of. It's actually only accessible via PC VR. So for that reason, there's not that many people on it. Additionally, the interface on it is pretty complicated. Even for a seasoned VR user, it's a pretty complicated interface, and it's just not a very easy game to navigate. And so it has a much smaller population set. However, I would say NeosVR is as close as we could get to Ready Player One. I mean, you can literally do whatever your mind and your brain thinks of in this place. For example, you can climb anything. I mean, you can climb walls, you can climb objects, you can climb literally anything. You can ride a hoverboard and flip upside down. You can take objects and bring them from one world to the other. You can make worlds in Neos. And actually, I made my own world in Neos. So you can watch the live stream of me working on my world in this link, which is a tour of my house in Neos. So yeah, literally the world is your oyster. You can even resize things. You can change things from small to big, whatever you want. So it is a very complicated platform to get into. So I would actually say that NeosVR is for like very hardcore enthusiasts, especially people that love to create.
Hey everyone, I'm Skeeva from Between Realities, and I am inside of Neos, my favorite social VR/metaverse application. And I'm here to tell you a couple reasons why I love it so much. Neos is super, super powerful, and literally anything that you can think of can be accomplished in here. I'm not just saying that. Anything you can think of can be done, all from within inside the game without ever leaving virtual reality. You can accomplish anything. It is your full imagination realized. And if that's not exciting, I don't know what is.
Now, by the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown so far of these different VR games, my entire channel is dedicated to VR tech, reviews, and tutorials. And so if you're into any of these things, please like and subscribe so that I know to make more videos like this. Next is Horizon Worlds. So this is actually metaverse. Horizon Worlds is currently only available in the US, and it's only available on the Oculus platforms. So you would think that this would have like a smaller population because it's only available on Oculus platforms, but given that more than half the headsets used right now, I believe, are like owned by Oculus, it has a pretty big user base. Now, the demographic tends to be, I would say millennial age, honestly, because you have to be 18 and older in order to play Horizon Worlds. So the graphics on this are on the simpler side, but they're still like pretty pleasant. Now, I think what sets Horizon Worlds apart from like any of the other platforms is that it is very easy to use. I mean, the Interface is really simple. There's even community guides that are walking around when you first log on to help you get around. Like, everything is very seamless. And so I think this is really great for beginners and for people that just want to hang out. The other thing I liked about Horizon Worlds is that there's a lot of really good vibes. I mean, if you look at this live stream that I did here, you'll see that when I was walking around, I was just encountering like really nice, very chill, relaxed people. And it was just overall like a good experience. One of the things I actually love to do in Horizon Worlds is play these mini games. The mini games are so fun and a really great way to hang out with your friends. And they're very random too. Sometimes there's this one game that I played. You and your friends are all different spaceships, and the person who like sucks up the most animals into their spaceship, farm animals, wins. There's also an option in Horizon Worlds to build your own worlds and your own games. Horizon Worlds, there's options to actually write some scripts, write some very simple code, but there is that option to build, and it's great for people that are newer. Like, I'm actually trying to learn how to build in Horizon Worlds. So yeah, overall, I would say Horizon Worlds is pretty good for beginners, especially those that are a little bit on the older side, generally millennials. If you ever need people to play with or hang out with or talk about VR with, make sure to join my Discord.
I like being in Horizon Worlds because they give you the tools to turn your creativity and your ideas into interactable experiences you can immediately share with other people. This really gives you a whole new way to socially interact with other humans that's kind of impossible in the real world and really unique to VR. The community is full of really great and smart people who want to help you learn the basics of building and scripting so you can learn how to express yourself this way too.
Now onto AltSpace. So AltSpace has generally an older demographic, even older than millennials. The graphics are simple. Now what sets AltSpace apart from all the other platforms, the reason AltSpace was created was for people to host events. So there's all these different features for you to host and moderate events. Like, it's very easy to just have a one-click link in order to get to your events, and you can also like mute people, pick who the speakers are, kick people out of your events. So I would say AltSpace is very heavily focused on events.
Hey guys, it's Vivian. I created the Hive 5 years ago in AltSpace. AltSpace has user-friendly tools to help you host and scale your events, which also allows you to build your community.
And finally, VRChat. So VRChat is also cross-platform, which means you can access it from your Quest headset, your PC VR, or your computer. Now, one thing to note is if you're using VRChat on the Quest, you're going to see much simpler graphics than you would if you were using PC VR. So there's actually a bunch of avatars that you won't be able to see if you're using Quest. Instead, VRChat will use a lower quality avatar that you can see in Quest in place of someone's more complicated avatar. So VRChat has beautiful graphics. The worlds that people have built for VRChat are very beautiful. Speaking of beautiful graphics, if you are nearsighted, farsighted, or have astigmatism like me, then you're going to need today's video sponsor. VR Wave makes prescription lenses for your headsets, and they have a magnetic design which makes it really easy to put on or take off if there's multiple people that use the same headset. It also has a blue light filter, which makes it a bit easier on your eyes. They ship worldwide, and you can order on their website, which I'm going to link in the description below. And you can use the discount code VR with Jasmine for 5% off. The demographic is pretty mixed actually in VRChat, but I would say if I had to pick an age group, I'd say that VRChat has a heavier concentration of young adults. So that would be mostly people in their 20s. And the avatars that you can use in VRChat are extremely expressive. They're much more expressive than RecRoom, Horizon Worlds, or AltSpace, where you have to be a human. And yes, you have to be a human in these different platforms. But in VRChat, you could be a hot dog or a cat girl. Your avatar could be whatever you want it to be. So that's pretty cool. So I like that VRChat allows you to express yourself a lot more than in the other platforms. So VRChat is pretty popular for hanging out. For example, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was going to karaoke in VRChat pretty frequently, and it was very fun. And it's for exploring these beautifully crafted worlds and meeting and hanging out with people. What stands out to me with VRChat the most is the partying scene. There's actually quite a number of music festivals and music events with a full lineup of DJs. Based on these descriptions, which of these platforms do you think is the best for you? And maybe if you play any of these heavily Did I accurately describe it, or is there anything that I was missing? Let me know in the comments. Also, here's an entire playlist of all the VR worlds that I've explored during my live streams every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on my YouTube channel. Bye!